Have you ever read a book that just, I don't know, shifted something inside you? Not just a good story, right? But one that felt like this whole universe unfolding. Maybe devastating, but also breathtaking. The kind of book that sort of redefines what a narrative can even be. And it just stays with you for years. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into exactly that kind of literary experience. Arundhati Roy's acclaimed masterpiece, The God of Small Things. Our mission, really, is to unpack its profound impact. We want to dissect its unique style and maybe reveal some of the universal truths it unearths. We're going to try and pull out the most important nuggets from this incredible book for you.
And it's important to remember, this isn't just a celebrated novel, it's also a critical lens on society. I mean, it resonates so deeply that people are still discussing it, celebrating it decades later. When it came out in 1997, it won the Booker Prize that same year, which was huge. And what makes that even more significant, really, is that it was the first debut novel by an Indian woman ever to get that honor. It absolutely made history.
Wow. Yeah. And at its core, The God of Small Things tells the story of these fraternal twins, as happened in Royal. Their childhoods are tragically, shattered in Kerala, India. But what Roy really seems to focus on are what she calls the love laws. These kind of unspoken, powerful societal rules dictating who you can love and how much. It's really about the destructive consequences when people dare to cross those lines. Sounds simple on the surface, maybe, but it's anything but, isn't it?
Absolutely not. Those love laws, they're not written down anywhere, but they govern everything in the world Roy builds. And they're incredibly insidious. They are right at the very heart of the tragedy that unfolds.
Okay, so let's talk about the experience of actually reading it. I mean, one of the first things that strikes you is its structure, right? It's so unconventional. Roy doesn't give you a straight plot, A to B to C. It just constantly weaves between past and present. Events are revealed piece by piece. Does that feel disorienting sometimes? Or is there a kind of genius behind that fragmentation?
It definitely can feel disorienting at first. You feel like you're trying to put together this really complex puzzle, with pieces from all over the place, different timelines. But that is the genius of it, I think. Roy isn't just telling you a story. She's inviting you, maybe even forcing you, to piece it together yourself. And that active engagement, it creates this truly immersive experience. By making you connect the dots, it really amplifies the emotional weight when the full picture, the tragedy, finally comes into view. It makes you a co-creator of that understanding, in a way.
A co-creator. I like that. That's a
Yeah.
really interesting way to put it. And how does she achieve that intricate puzzle on the page? Is it just a fragmented timeline, or is there more in the writing style itself?
Oh, it's absolutely her distinct writing style, too. People often describe it as a lush, almost cinematic. It's just brimming with sensory detail. And she does this amazing thing where she blends Malayalam, the local language, with English. She often bends grammar rules. But it's not just for show, It creates a rhythm that genuinely mirrors how thought and memory actually flow. The language itself becomes intimate, sometimes playful, and then just heartbreaking. Her prose has this incredible knack for transforming simple images like a child's toy or a river, or even a pickle factory, into these symbols loaded with profound emotional weight. Every day becomes deeply meaningful.
Yeah, that's so true. And speaking of that intimate quality, I found the childlike perspective she uses throughout the book just incredibly powerful. How does using that innocent viewpoint allow her to tell such a heavy, complex story in such a unique way?
Well, it's brilliant, really, because it lets her capture innocence and humor and confusion in a way that feels incredibly authentic, even when these devastating things are happening around them. Through the children's eyes, we see the world before all the adult cynicism creeps in, and that makes the impact of the love laws and the societal cruelties even more stark, doesn't it? More heartbreaking. This kind of literary beauty, it actually makes the deep heartbreak bearable somehow. And then, in turn, that heartbreak makes the beauty of the language feel even more profound. It's a truly transformative reading experience. It shows how experimental writing can still be just deeply, deeply moving.
So it's not just how she tells the story that's groundbreaking, but what she dares to explore. And that leads us perfectly into the themes, right? This incredibly rich tapestry woven throughout the book. Beyond the obvious, forbidden love, what are some of the deeper things Roy uncovers about society itself?
Well, the book offers a really fearless critique of society. It directly confronts the pervasive issue of caste discrimination. This is exemplified most powerfully through Velutha, who is an untouchable Dalit. He becomes this key figure challenging these deeply entrenched hierarchies. And for listeners maybe not familiar, the caste system is this rigid hereditary social structure historically prevalent in India. It dictates status, occupation, often leading to severe discrimination. Roy really shows how these systems impact real, everyday lives.
Right. And the layers don't stop there, do they? She also explores the lingering influence of British colonialism on India's social structures. You see how these historical wounds keep shaping the present. And then there are the fractures and silences within families, how secrets can just warp lives across generations.
Yeah.
And the political turbulence, too, specifically the rise of communism in Kerala and how it clashes with, the complex social realities on the ground. It really covers a lot.
It does, but what's truly remarkable, I think, is that while the book is so meticulously set in this small town in Kerala, these core themes, love, loss, social injustice, family dysfunction, they resonate universally. It's this universality that allows readers from incredibly diverse cultures, diverse backgrounds, to connect so deeply with the struggles and the small triumphs that are presented. The specific details anchor it, but the human truths are global.
Absolutely. And the characters she creates to live out these themes are just unforgettable. You have the twins, Rahel and Estha. Their bond is almost telepathic, but it's so scarred by trauma. Their mother, Amu, fiercely independent, but just trapped by these suffocating social norms. Then there's Volutha, the gentle, skilled carpenter whose love affair so bravely defies the caste system. And
Yeah.
oh, the bitter great aunt, Bedi Kochama. She embodies so much hypocrisy and repression. What is it about them that makes them feel so incredibly real, so human?
It's exactly that they are deeply flawed, but profoundly human. Their actions are often driven by this potent mix of fear and jealousy and unspoken pain. Roy doesn't shy away from their imperfections at all, which makes them relatable, even in their most difficult moments. And the story manages so masterfully to balance innocence and tragedy in a way that really pierces your heart. It makes you, as the reader, deeply, deeply invested in what happens to them. They feel incredibly alive, complex, and ultimately just so vulnerable.
Okay, let's talk about the emotional depth for a minute, because this is definitely not an easy read emotionally, is it? The sheer beauty of Roy's prose often stands in such sharp contrast to the violence and cruelty of the events she's describing. It's a really stark, powerful juxtaposition that leaves a lasting mark. I remember finishing it and just having to sit there for a while, just stunned.
It's very true. The book's slow, almost deliberate unveiling of the tragedy leaves you with this profound sense of, well, inevitability and deep sorrow. It really is a book that lingers long after you finish the last page. It prompts you to go back, reconsider small details, phrases you might have skimmed over, initially thinking they were insignificant, and they reveal new layers of meaning over time. You realize how every small action, every tiny transgression of those love laws contributes to the larger inevitable heartbreak.
Yeah. And the historical impact of the book itself is just undeniable, isn't it? It really broke ground by bringing regional Indian life, specifically Kerala, to global literary attention without ever diluting its authenticity. It didn't simplify things or shy away from complex realities. Instead, it challenged readers everywhere to confront caste prejudice, patriarchy, social hypocrisy head on.
So with all that in mind, the question really becomes, why should you read it? Why should everyone read it? Well, for literature lovers, it's an absolute masterclass in artistic writing and innovative narrative. It shows you how literature can be both experimental and emotionally gripping. For social awareness, it's a crucial window into post-colonial India, its caste system, the socio-political forces shaping lives. It deepens empathy, I think, for struggles worldwide. For emotional depth, it's transformative. It explores how childhood echoes through adulthood, how silence and shame can destroy lives, how love can be both healing and incredibly dangerous. Then there's the cultural immersion. The setting in Kerala is just so beautifully described. The rivers, the monsoons, the food, the customs. It offers a truly sensory journey into South Indian life. And ultimately, I think for readers who want more than just entertainment, this is a book that challenges you, provokes you, and genuinely stays with you.
So what does this all mean for us then, as readers? The God of Small Things isn't just a story you read and put down. It feels more like a literary, emotional, and cultural experience. One that can fundamentally change how you see love, society, maybe even storytelling itself. It makes you question those invisible rules governing our own lives.
It's genuinely rare, isn't it? For a novel to combine such artistic brilliance, political boldness, and profound emotional depth so seamlessly, and the fact that the God of Small Things is still discussed, still celebrated decades later. It really highlights how fiction can be both deeply personal and universally critical. It invites you to consider those silent rules, the love laws, that still govern relationships in unexpected corners of the world, perhaps even closer to home than you realize. It leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What are our unspoken love laws today?